and what they're capable of.
Well, we'll start back with Optic Nation a little bit, but let's full screen up now with this LV versus Aware matchup. And Matt, I look at this LV team, okay, and I think S&D, no issues whatsoever. If they drop an S&D, something's gone seriously wrong. Respawn now, I feel you need Parasite on his A game every single game. Hardpoint, he needs to be playing well, otherwise this team, it's not that I don't think they're going to be able to contest, but you put them against the likes of Optic Nation, Optic Gaming, maybe that new squad with Enable, etc. Slaying-wise, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up unless Parasite is seriously dropping digits.
Parasite and Nameless. I saw Tommy yesterday tweet that he thought Nameless was a top 5 player in Advanced Warfare. That he's been I guess we've been watching a ton of Nameless, seeing how he's been playing. He thought Nameless was a top 5 player. I don't really agree, but I also have not seen a ton of Nameless, so can't really give you an honest opinion on that. But we've seen some other players that have very much impressed me.
One thing I have been impressed with is Miracles on this game. He's kind of back to his Black Ops 2 self. You didn't really see much of him in Ghosts. He kind of, I would say struggled, but I just feel like it wasn't his game. Like he had such a good year in Black Ops 2, and then to go over to Ghosts, kind of in the limelight. Oh, sorry, not in the limelight, in the shade a little bit, I should say. This year, he's going to come back without a shadow of a doubt. Everything I've seen from him so far has genuinely impressed me. Hopefully they can come out and look pretty decent, but right now, Matt, they are getting a little bit outshadowed. 45 to 10 points.
Right, they're getting kind of killed right there. You see Team Blevdog put at the top of the screen, but like you said, they're gonna need Nameless and Parasite to do tons of work in the slaying department. If they don't get good numbers out of them, this team will not win. Killa and Miracles very good at handling that. OBJ work as a team together. Miracles a little bit more slaying oriented than Killa, but we have seen Killa play extremely well in Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, he's definitely settled in quite nicely to this game. It's been a rough start for this Blevdog team, but Miracles heating up, 6 kill streak, just as I was saying. Look out for him this year. 12 and 7 as he falls on that hill. Killa 8 and 8. This is not the start you want.
Yeah, they rotated super late over to blue too. They never made it over there. Now looks like Aware is going to be in a prime position to take a full 60 seconds here, but you're going to see Killa. He's going to try to break it. He gets in there. Just gets in through the window, but Aware still has control of the hill. I'm
expecting a lot of this new kind of LV lineup, just because all eyes I feel going to be on them. We know this Aware team is stacked to talent. Law's actually happy, really good, and we've seen him play a lot with TJ recently. I can't see that being a permanent solution for champs, because TJ and Happy not going to be old enough. So what happens with Accuracy and Lawless? More storylines for roster mania, but Miracles and Killa doing a lot in the slaying department. We were saying it should be Nameless and Parasite, but both those two players really starting off pretty slow, as Nameless going to pick up that scrap time. Parasite goes to that rotation over towards green. It's going to be 5 seconds before the hill rotates and he falls.
If LV can keep this close, so I'm just going to call them LV, you keep doing it.
Right.
So just come second nature, but if they can keep it close going into this second rotations of hill, and they can get that blue hill earlier, get a good amount of time on there, I feel like they're going to win this game. It's not too far out of hand, but they're giving away a ton of time on this green flat hill, and they're playing from the least favorable spawns going into Biolab. It does not look good at this current state.
I feel like connection is something we should talk about as well with this lineup. Of course, you have Parasite. He's West Coast. He's Los Angeles. Miracles is... Oh, actually, yeah, you point over at that Optic Nation. We should probably dual screen that just for a couple of seconds to show you what's going on in that one. But Miracles and Parasite, both West Coast, right? So they have that kind of 50-50% split, because I know Nameless, he's East Coast, right? And Killa, he lives in
Nameless
Chicago?
is currently in the Envy House.
Okay.
Killa is in Philadelphia.
Oh, he's, Philly. That's
Philly.
where he is. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's definitely something which could potentially hinder them online. You see on the right-hand side, the Optic Nation have managed to level it up at 3-3. Karma going for that last second flag pull. Not going to happen.
I will say, though, playing against Miracles way back in the day, he definitely pings out everywhere. Usually, when we speak about connection, Ben, the best places that ping out to really everywhere across the country. Las Vegas has always generally pinged down, had very good connections regardless of host. The Orlando area has always had a very good connection, and then Chicago's also had a very good connection.
Well, we'll go ahead and just solo up this LV versus Aware game one more time, and we'll stop in with Optic Nation and overtime stopwatch, see how they managed to finally end that game. 24 seconds left of the last hill in the first rotations, and Aware looking pretty comfortable right now. Kill column pretty even Flawless and Accuracy both with 17. Happy and TJ both with 14. Miracles still going strong at 20 and 16 though. Nameless is going to be on that hard point trying to keep it contested. And him and Killer are actually going to get control of that as Nameless looks to the left. He picks himself up a kill.
Still though.
Are you surprised to see them not play with Steady?
Not really. We saw towards the end of last week in those league matches, we saw a lot of arguments between Study and Spacely, and then Miracles get into it a little bit there as well. Killa, wanting out, but I think this is a team that makes more sense for them. Study, very good player, but and that's another player we haven't mentioned today. Where does he go?
Exactly.
I think he never really fit in with what they were trying to do. I think they're a lot more.
He was just a last minute. He wants to get.
They're a lot more comfortable playing with, the Nameless, Parasite, Ricky, even I would say somebody like John, somebody who they played with before, and not had a ton of success, but they've been closer to the top with.
Yeah, definitely keep our eyes out with what Steady's going to be doing. Because top caliber player, we, as you said, didn't really talk about throughout all that.
He got second at Champs last year.
Right. Definitely a favorable player you may want on that roster. For now, Parasite, as he picks up that scrap time, looks to go for that rotation over towards green. He falls. Killer falls as well. So Miracle's pushing through mid bio, does pick up one. Will be a player up on that top green. It's going to be TJ, and Miracle's just going to see him. Is he going to connect with a kill? Nothing but hit markers. That's a little bit unfortunate there for Miracles.
He pretty much just sought the circle around that player. Not the best of shots, but you see where they're going to control this second hard point. It's going to be very interesting, Ben. If LV wants any chance of winning this, they need to at least split the last 30 seconds right here, and they need to get over to blue. They can hold that blue like we were talking about before. They have a very good chance, but you see, they're not getting control of this second hard point still. Players from Aware still contesting it.
Yeah, it's Happy doing some work on the hill as he picks up 3 kills now on there. Make that 4 kills on there as he shuts down both Killer and Parasite. TJ's there to back it up. Scrap time, once again, an accuracy already over a blue.
They're playing for that scrap time. It makes no sense out of LV.
This is not good for them, and Parasite, Miracles, and Killer were the trio who really mastered hardpoint. Going back to Black Ops 2, the first team to really kind of lock down how to play that. Now they're with Advanced Warfare.
I can tell you, being with Cole, right after Champs, we pretty much took exactly what Farico Impact was doing and just tinkered with it slightly. It was nothing that didn't really reinvent the wheel. We just did it, more consistent, and we just did it a little bit better. I think, these guys definitely know what they need to do, but for some reason, they never seem to get on the same page, really.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, as Killer would say.
It's just such a good quote.
It was it's actually a very good quote.
I love it. Killer.
It makes a lot of sense.
Dude. Killer is the man. This game is looking pretty much over.
The thing that I love about Killa is, even when he's not playing his best, he's giving it 100. He's going the hardest he can possibly go the entire time. And I think that's what I love about, even watching Killa play. He's so intense in every match that it's not really matched by any other player.
Killa hates losing, I think is ultimately...
Right. A lot of people hate losing, but...
You can tell with Killa though, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, he's so passionate.
Like, if I was a player, I would want to play with Killa.
Yeah.
Why not?
Right? He'd get you a little bit amped, get you pumped, but this hardpoint is definitely going to be over.
It's over.
And Aware really stepped up in those last couple of hills. You kind of hit the nail on the head, so to speak. No rotation really coming out from LV at all towards that blue hill, and that really cost them. Aware going big on that, picking up a lot of time, and then green. I think at that point, LV kind of recognized this one is going to be so hard to come back into. It's almost impossible knowing how hotly contested the final hill is in the rotation. Really not going to be good for them.
So here's where this will be.
Already out.
Here's where this will be very interesting for me. We've seen these players play before. We've seen how it's gone after they've lost maps. Do they come back and win the second map? We've seen them kind of lose one, fall apart. Do things change? Do they kind of blow everything off? Just chalk it up a loss. They were in that game, the kill department. They weren't completely out of it. They just didn't really have their rotations down. Didn't really know when to go and.
The search is going to be interesting.
The search is going to be very interesting.
They can't afford to. A team like that cannot afford to drop search and destroy. That's kind of what they're relying on, I feel, is that S&D. See the scoreboard at the end, a couple of players backing out. But we can actually go straight over to the Optic Nation game because they're in overtime.